So something impossible just happened in the housing market. Rents are falling in parts of America and housing is becoming less affordable at the same time. Now that sounds like a typo or I misspoke or something. It sounds like good news that somehow went bad. And yet, for millions of families, this is exactly what it feels like right now. Lower rents, higher pressure. More relief headlines, less financial breathing room. So if you're sitting there wondering how that makes any sense at all, you're not missing something. You're seeing the system clearly because this isn't just a normal market correction. It's a pressure transfer. So if you feel every month like the rent goes up slower, but your savings don't, when you move in specials look gorgeous, but your long-term options look even worse, and when headlines are saying inflation easing, but your life feels more fragile than it did a year ago, here's a part that no one says out loud. Falling rents were never designed to make homes affordable. They were designed to keep the house machine running without having to lower prices. And once people see that, the entire market snaps into focus. The story you're being sold is somewhat simple, right? Rents soften, pressure eases, families catch up, and eventually more people buy homes. That's the fairy tale, I think. That's the Econ 101 version. That's the version that assumes housing still behaves like a market. But housing doesn't behave like a market anymore. It behaves like a managed system. So when rents fall today, it's not because landlords suddenly became generous or because affordability was restored. It's because the system hit resistance. Vacancy rates rose, lease churns increased, renters started moving more often, doubling up, downsizing, or walking away entirely. So landlords didn't lower prices, they hid the cuts. Because 2 months free, 3 months free, gift cards, look, rents that aren't really rents. Temporary relief engineered to preserve headline numbers while cash flow quietly deteriorates underneath. And that's not necessarily a collapse, but that is a stall. And stalls are dangerous in leveraged systems. And here's the contradiction that matters. Even as rents soften at the margin, the cost of entering homeownership is rising faster than ever. Mortgage rates remain elevated, insurance costs are exploding, property taxes are resetting higher, maintenance inflation is relentless, HOA fees creep up quietly, and not so quietly sometimes, and down payment requirements are still anchored to home prices that never meaningfully came down. So renters are told, hey, just wait, affordability is improving, while the actual doorway into ownership gets narrower every quarter. It's like lowering the price of the waiting room while raising the price of the exit. And the system wins either way, which is the hilarious part. Builders understand this better than anyone, which is why they didn't cut prices. They engineered mortgages instead. 4% teaser rates, buy downs, rate locks that expire, incentives that look like affordability but behave like debt traps. Because lower monthly payments today equal higher risks tomorrow. And that's not help. That's timing manipulation. It's the same logic landlords are using on the rental side. Don't fix the structure, manage the perception. Don't lower the asset value, just adjust the cash flow optics. Don't solve affordability, stretch the runway out as far as you can. Think of it like a sinking ship where the crew doesn't patch the hole. They just move the passengers to different decks and announce new seating arrangements. Everyone feels motion, but no one gets rescued. So it leads us to this deeper truth, right? Falling rents actually signal stress, not relief. They tell you households are tapped out. They tell you income growth lost the race. They tell you the system has run out of room to squeeze without something breaking. And instead of letting prices reset, the machine reroutes the pressure. Renters get temporary relief, but permanent insecurity. Now, homeowners get paper equity, but rising carrying costs. Buyers get options that only work if nothing goes wrong. Institutions get stability. Households absorb volatility. And every 90 days, the system reminds you who it actually protects. And this is why affordability doesn't return when rents fall. Because affordability isn't just a monthly payment. It's stability. It's predictability. It's the ability to plan 5 years ahead without betting your life on an interest rate or insurance markets behaving in a way that is conducive to you doing well. And that kind of affordability would require something the system refuses to allow: price discovery. Because real price discovery breaks balance sheets. It forces losses to be realized. It exposes leverage. It hurts institutions that were promised protection. So instead, we get engineered stagnation. So look around and you'll see it everywhere. Homes sitting longer, but not cheaper. Rents down, but locked behind concessions. Builders offering anything except lower prices. And banks pretending this is just normalization. Policymakers, they're like celebrating soft landings, but meanwhile, households feel like they're running on a treadmill that's slowly speeding up. And the funny thing about all this is it's not accidental. It's the model. Housing stopped being shelter and became collateral. Rents stopped being payments and became yield. And mortgages stopped being pathways and became products. And in that world, falling rents don't free people. They signal that the extraction limit has been reached. And here's the thing that people miss. The system doesn't need rents to rise forever. It just needs prices to stay elevated and debt to stay active. As long as assets don't reset, the machine survives, even if households, unfortunately, don't. So rents fall a little, just enough to prevent revolt, just enough to maintain occupancy, and just enough to buy time. And time for what? I don't know. Maybe the next policy lever, the next rate adjustment, the next mortgage product, the next narrative pivot, who knows? But this isn't the correction. It's the rehearsal. So what do you guys think? Do I have this all right? Do I have it all wrong? Please put it in the comment section below. I look forward to reading and replying to all of your guys' comments. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching me here on The Baseline. All right. Cheers, everybody.